While many may not know it, the horrifying events of the 2005 film The Exorcism of Emily Rose were not entirely fictional, but rather were based on the actual experiences of a German girl named Annelies Michel. Annelies Michel grew up devoutly Catholic in Bavaria, West Germany in the 1960s, where she attended Mass twice a week. When Annelies was 16, she suddenly blacked out at school and began walking around dazed. Though Annelies did not remember the event, her friends and family said she was in a trance-like state. A year later, Annelies Michel experienced a similar occurrence, where she woke up in a trance and wet her bed. Her body also went through a series of convulsions, causing her body to shake uncontrollably. But what happened next was even more disturbing. After the second time, Annelies visited a neurologist who diagnosed her with temporal lobe epilepsy, a disorder that causes seizure, loss of memory, and experiencing visual and auditory hallucinations. Temporal lobe epilepsy can also cause Gershwin syndrome, a disorder marked by hyperreligiosity. After her diagnosis, Annelies began taking medication for her epilepsy and enrolled in the University of Würzburg in 1973. However, the drugs she was given failed to help her, and as the year progressed, her condition began to deteriorate. Though she was still taking her medication, Annelies began to believe that she was possessed by a demon and that she needed to find a solution outside of medicine. She began to see the face of the devil wherever she went and said she heard demons whispering in her ears. When she heard demons telling her she was damned and would rot in hell while she was praying, she concluded that the devil must be possessing her. Annelies sought out priests to help her with her demonic possession, but all the clergy she approached rejected her requests, saying that she should seek medical help and that they needed the permission of a bishop anyway. At this point, Annelies' delusions had become extreme. Believing she was possessed, she ripped the clothes off her body, compulsively performed up to 400 squats a day, crawled under a table, and barked like a dog for 2 days. She also ate spiders and coal, bit the head off of a dead bird, and licked her own urine from the floor. Finally, she and her mother found a priest, Ernest Alt, who believed in her possession. He stated that she didn't look like an epileptic in later court documents. Annelies wrote to Alt, "I am nothing. Everything about me is vanity. What should I do? I have to improve. You pray for me." And also once told him, "I want to suffer for other people, but this is so cruel." Alt petitioned the local bishop, Bishop Joseph Stengel, who eventually approved the request and granted a local priest, Arnold Renz, permission to perform an exorcism, but ordered that it be carried out in total secret. Exorcism has existed in various cultures and religions for millennia, but the practice became popular in the Catholic Church in the 1500s with priests who would use the Latin phrase "Vado Rece Satana," go back Satan, to expel demons from their mortal hosts. The practice of Catholic exorcism was codified in the Rituale Romanum, a book of Christian practices assembled in the 16th century. By the 1960s, exorcisms were very rare among Catholics, but a rise in movies and books like The Exorcist in the early 1970s caused a renewed interest in the practice. Over the next 10 months, following the bishop's approval of Annelies' exorcism, Alt and Renz conducted 67 exorcisms lasting up to 4 hours on the young woman. Through these sessions, Annelies revealed that she believed she was possessed by 6 demons: Lucifer, Cain, Judas Iscariot, Adolf Hitler, Nero, and Fleischmann, a disgraced priest. All these spirits would jostle for power in Annelies' body and would communicate from her mouth with a low growl. The demons argued with each other, with Hitler saying, "People are stupid as pigs. They think it's all over after death. It goes on." And Judas saying Hitler was nothing but a big mouth who had no real say in hell. Throughout these sessions, Annelies would frequently talk about dying to atone for the wayward youth of the day and the apostate priests of the modern church. She broke the bones and ripped the tendons in her knees from continually kneeling in prayer. Over these 10 months, Annelies was frequently restrained so the priest could conduct exorcism rites. She slowly stopped eating, and she eventually died of malnutrition and dehydration on July 1st, 1976. After her death, Annelies' story became a national sensation in Germany after her parents and the 2 priests who conducted the exorcism were charged with negligent homicide. They came before the court and even used a recording of the exorcism to try to justify their actions. The two priests were found guilty of manslaughter resulting from negligence and were sentenced to 6 months in jail, which was later suspended, and 3 years of probation. The parents were exempted from any punishment as they had suffered enough, a criteria for sentencing in German law. Other than her inspiration for a horror film, Anneliese became an icon for some Catholics who felt modern, secular interpretations of the Bible were distorting the ancient supernatural truth it contains. The surprising thing was that the people connected to Michel were all completely convinced that she had really been possessed, remembers Franz Bartel, who reported on the trial for the regional daily paper The Main Post. Buses, often from Holland I think, still come to Anneliese's grave, Bartel says. The grave is a gathering point for religious outsiders. They write notes with requests and thanks for her help and leave them on her grave. They pray, sing, and travel on. While she may be a source of inspiration for some religious people, the story of Annelies Michel is not one of spirituality triumphing over science, but of people who should have known better than allowing a mentally ill woman to die. It's the story of people projecting their own beliefs, hopes, and faith onto a woman's delusions and the price that was paid for those beliefs. Thank you for making it all the way through the video. If you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button and comment down below. And until next time.